We have an education crisis in America. We have an education crisis in America. If y'all have never really listened to me when I say anything else, I need you to listen to this. See, I tried to make this point last year. Put on my shirt and tie and everything. Did a formal speech. Typed the motherfucker up. Shit, read it off a motherfucking teleprompter. Put some advertising dollars on it. And everything. Because I feel deeply and passionately about our world in the field of education. In that video, I said that in order for us to have true change in education, we need to pay teachers 100 grand and we need to allow students to declare a major in high school. I said that we need to pay teachers 100 grand so we can attract the best and brightest. I said that we need to allow students to declare a major in high school because we got to figure out a way to really help these kids cultivate their talents before they get out here in this world. I'm saying all this because we are losing these fucking kids. We are losing these kids. See, this shit hurts. I got a list. I typed out a list back in 2019 of the number of students of mine who've been jailed. The list damn near 25 deep. I got 23 names on the list, to be exact. And that was in 2019. And that's just counting the ones that I know of. That's just counting the ones whose names have gotten back to me. 23. I only taught for 10 years. And I got 23 former students who've either been in jail or prison. And I ain't talking about for no little shit. Talking about either robbery or murder. See, it's just heartbreaking because, see, people might watch the news. You watch the news or you on your social media feed and you see somebody on the news and you might just look at it and shake your head. Say what the world coming to. Or you go in your barber shop or you go to the beauty shop or go get your nails done or just whatever in your church. And you talk about, the latest news of the day in your local area. But that shit hits different for teachers. Because those faces you see ain't just faces to us. We know these kids' backstory. We know these kids' backstory. We spent 180 days with these kids. And in many instances, you become those kids' father figure, second mother. So when you see it doesn't work out for those kids, when you see you weren't able to save a life, that shit fucking hurts. Shit fucking hurts. Because you know you tried. I'm telling you, it's a lot of teachers that feel like they're trying without any help. They feel like they're not getting the proper help from the school district. They feel like the community at large doesn't give a fuck. Community at large talks down on teachers. Total lack of respect for the teachers. Even the students who admire their teachers still feel like I don't want to be you. Saw one of my former students the other day. I love this kid. He ran track. Great athlete. He said, man, I appreciate you, man. You were the best. He said, you explained it in a way that I understood. I always love to hear stuff like that. Anybody would. But then he said, you know, are you still teaching? And I told him, no, I'm in business. And he said to me, okay, now you doing something. He didn't mean any harm towards me at all. Again, I love this kid. Jalen Mayberry. That's his name. By the way, shout out to Jalen. No, he ain't mean no harm with that comment. But that comment speaks to something. Teaching is the profession that leads to all the other professions. It's the profession that spawns or gives birth to all the other professions. And this kid said I was the best. But when I told him I wasn't doing that anymore, when I told him I wasn't doing something that he considers me to be the best at, he said, oh, now you doing something. Why? Because society as a whole does not value education. And you can see that through the pay. Another one of my former students, one of the greatest, Alicia Lockett. Shout out to Alicia. I was doing my thing one year in her class, and she knows, we've talked about this story since, but I was doing my thing and trying to inspire them, and she bust out. She said, Coach, if you all that, then why you just a Holmes County teacher? You ain't nothing but a Holmes County teacher. Now, at the time, I was teaching in Holmes County, Mississippi. And I love my kids there. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about Mississippi, you know Holmes County, a place of struggle. But some great people there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that place helped make me. That place helped fucking shape me. It helped show me that all my thoughts about helping people, goddamn it, all right. It works. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard. It's hard. Because you're working not 8-hour days, not even 10-hour days. You're working 12, 14-hour days. Because you're doing lesson plans. You're coming in teaching. You got that damn mentor. Hell, I was coaching. Like, grading papers. So when she said what she said, I got it. She's like, damn. I admire you. We admire you. You got a lot of shit going on for you. Why are you putting yourself through this? Well, I was doing it because at first I had to feed my family. But you might say, well, you could have fed your family with another job. True. But I wanted to help people. You understand? Just like I'm still trying to help people through my music and through shit like this. I'm trying to help people. So that's why I was there. But I'm telling y'all, education is full of people like me that not gonna just stay in that game, not gonna just stay in that field, and you're not gonna pay people properly. But you're gonna try to take people's rights from them. Motherfuckers can't even express themselves as educators. My wife just told me about a lady who got like suspended or something because she wore a Chucks and Pearls shirt. You know, folks been rocking a Chucks and Pearls shirt in honor of Kamala Harris. How the fuck can I not express myself politically in this country as a teacher? That's fucking crazy. It reminds me of when Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump was going at it, and I was still in the classroom, and our superintendent came in one of our meetings, And he said, he told our staff, or he sent word, he didn't come to the meeting. He sent word by one of his subordinates. And they told us that this was a directive from him that we should stay away from talking politics on social media or anything like that at the time, because Hillary versus Trump was real hot. Now, at my particular school was a 99% black school, so it wasn't one big deal there. But at some of the diverse schools, that was Hillary versus Trump was bringing a lot of attention and shit. So it's like, no, don't talk about that. What the fuck? I was a history teacher. History. So you telling me that I should not use the First Amendment that I'm teaching about? So think about what we're saying there. You talking about you're not gonna pay me, you're not gonna respect me as a society. Ain't nobody goddamn looking at us like that. You get a teacher appreciation week. Whoop the damn do. So you're not gonna pay me, you're not gonna respect me, you're not gonna protect me. You're not gonna protect me. Let's not forget, before this pandemic jumped off, you had motherfuckers in this country sitting up here trying to convince us that we needed to arm teachers so they can protect the kids from the school shooters. The teachers. They wanted the teachers to goddamn be the one up there trying to shoot a school shooter. Come on, man. This is the richest country in the world, the most advanced country in the world. And this is how we gonna handle that shit. We have a crisis in this country. And if we don't do something about it, it's gonna destroy this country and destroy this world. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm telling you the truth. Think about just this past year alone. Think about everything that went on. COVID. The bullshit surrounding COVID and the whole mask versus anti-mask, the whole anti-social distancing, the whole anti-quarantine shit, all of that really was going against science. You got a lot of motherfuckers in this country and around the world that do not believe in science, which is bullshit. That comes back to a lack of education. You had all these people believing all these conspiracies online about COVID. Lack of education. When you don't know how to properly review sources and see if it's real shit or bullshit, your ass ain't properly educated. Look at the racial tension in this country, or racism in general. Lack of education. Lack of proper education. Proper education. And that's from poor black schools, poor white schools, on up to the fucking Ivy Leagues, because Trump is an Ivy Leaguer. Ted Cruz is an Ivy Leaguer. So you got a lot of motherfuckers that went to these goddamn good schools, but they were improperly taught as well when it comes to race relations. Because you're being fed lies. Like these motherfuckers want to push this patriotic education. Patriotic education is code word for they gonna goddamn cleanse American history of the truth. George Washington, what they want to do is tell you that George Washington is the father of America, but they don't want to tell you that he's a fucking racist and owned slaves. They think for me to say that makes me unpatriotic to tell that truth. That Thomas Jefferson, yes, he wrote the Declaration of Independence, but he's a fucking slave owner. So that makes me unpatriotic to say I don't respect that son bitch because he owns slaves. And these patriotic, these so-called patriotic education activists, they want the kids to only know the sanitized version of U.S. history. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's some North Korea shit, where they only tell their citizens the good version of the dear leader and shit. Like, what the fuck? That's improper education at all levels. Come on, man. What you just saw happen at that fucking Capitol on January the 6th, that's improper education. Because these people up here being fed lies on Fox News, being fed lies by Donald Trump, and they can't, and fed lies by this QAnon bullshit, and can't separate real shit from bullshit. That's a course. That should be a course on how to handle yourself online, how to find information from reputable sources, how to realize what's real and what's fake. You have a crisis in America. And again, it ain't just, all you want to say is just the schools of color, or the minority schools, or the poor schools. This is everybody. Top to fucking bottom. Again, you had some well-educated motherfuckers on the floor of the Senate pushing those lies. Now, you might say, well, they're well-educated. They knew what they were doing. They lack morals then. They lack morals. And one of the things that you can get in a school, a good school that's going to give you morals. The school I went to when I was a child, part of who I am, part of my ethics comes from that school. Comes from that school. You understand? Of course, it comes from my mama as well, but when I went to school for 8 hours a day, I was also getting ethical teaching. We can have that in our schools, but we gotta have great people in our schools. Not even just good people. We gotta have great people in our schools. So that means we gotta get these motherfucking, all these son bitches in these schools that be trying to fuck the kids, they gotta go. All these son bitches in these schools that just want to come in and put their foot up on the desk and tell the kid, hey, as long as you don't bother me, you got your grade. They got to go. They got to go. We got to get to a point where the goddamn educators are the most important people in that school. Not just the coaches and shit like that. Think about this. I got this ring right here from when I was a part of a team as an assistant coach. This was the second championship that I won with that particular team. And we got this big ass ring. All right. I won two championships as an assistant coach. All right. I got more notoriety for this shit than winning Teacher of the Year 3 times. I got more notoriety for this shit than having high test scores every year. And those high test scores translated into kids graduating from high school. Before I won this ring, we had lost the year before. I was pissed off. The team was pissed off. That didn't stop anybody from graduating. When teachers don't do their job, kids don't graduate. Kids' lives are ruined. Not when a basketball game is lost or won. Not when a football game is lost or won. But I got the most notoriety from sports. It should not be like that. It should not fucking be like that. We must do something about education in this country. Because if you got a motherfucker like me that only taught for 10 years, and I got a list with 23 names on it that have been to jail or prison, imagine somebody like my mama who taught 40 years. Imagine somebody like that and how many stories they have. And we try to help these children. We try to save these children. But for me, it was like, you come in on Monday and you're a fighter. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you throwing blows. And you're trying to fight against all the bullshit those kids are dealing with. You're trying to fight against all the bullshit they might be dealing with at home. You're trying to deal with poverty and racism and sexism and motherfuckers trying to rape them and colleagues trying to fuck them and other colleagues lying to them in their fucking classrooms and shit like that because of their political agenda. You're dealing with them missing their father or missing their mother or hating their stepdaddy or hating their stepmama. You're dealing with them having a drug problem. You're dealing with them selling drugs. I knew where all my students were. I knew who was doing what. I knew who was selling what, who were gang banging, what gang they in, all that shit. And I tried my best to help. By the time Friday will come, I'll be exhausted. And I'll be wanting to quit. You know, the weekend, I'd watch something or read something or listen to some inspiration. Malcolm X, Tupac, something. Go back in that motherfucker and try to change the world again. But eventually folks burn out. It took me 10 years to choose myself and say, fuck it, I'm finna go here in the business world and try to do it that way. Try to get some real money, try to change the world that way. It took me 10 years. Most teachers is 3 to 5, and they say, fuck it. That's why we must properly pay teachers. Baseline should be $100,000. $100,000 in Mississippi is different from $100,000 in New York or California. So that's where the economists come in. They can adjust it based on those state standard of living or cost of living, I should say. They can figure that shit out. But the baseline should be 6 figures. That's how you're going to attract great people, because great people want to get paid. If you're watching this and you a real one, you hear these politicians talk about education, please share this shit with them that I'm telling you. Please get behind this movement of paying teachers properly. Please get behind this movement of helping our schools. Volunteer at your schools. I guarantee at your local school there's a child who needs a mentor, male or female. I guarantee. Volunteer. Please don't just go to the barbershop or the beauty salon and talk about what's going on. Don't just watch the news and shake your head like, oh, this person killed that person, that person. Try to stop it. Try to stop it. Because we spend all this money on so-called correctional facilities. That's what they call the prisons. Correctional facilities. When these children have been in a place for at least 12 years or more. If they went to kindergarten, or they had the luxury of going to preschool. In the K-12 system, that was the correctional facility. That should have been, if it's done right. And our kids won't end up in these fake ass correctional facilities. Because I don't know anybody personally that went to jail and got better. I don't know anybody personally who went to prison and got corrected. I've seen Mike Tyson talk about prison was the best thing for him. I've seen Malcolm X. I read about Malcolm X and how prison changed his life. That's it. That's about it for me. And in the case of Mike Tyson, him being in prison, way different from your average person being in prison. He's rich. He's Mike Tyson. Even in there, he got his name. He said he was in there fucking guards and shit. Or fucking his tutor or something like that. So his prison stint ain't the average person's prison stint. You understand? And the average person ain't finna just transform themselves like Malcolm X in there reading the whole dictionary and dedicating his life to Islam and Elijah Muhammad. The average motherfucker I know go to prison and come out that bitch worse because they felt like a fucking animal. That's what I had one of my former students tell me when he had been through so much. I'm not gonna share what he went through on this motherfucker, but he went through hell. And so many people were scared of him. But they didn't know what the hell he had going on in here. And as I was breaking him down, he got in trouble, went to like juvie, came out, never been able to reach him since. Because he said they treated me like I was an animal. That's what happens in those correctional facilities. So we don't want to send these kids to these bullshit places, and then when they get out and they still lost, we need to do something about preschools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. Those are the correctional facilities that we need to be focused on. And for those who may say, well, I'm taking care of my kid. And I'm raising my kid right. And my baby got good grades. My baby on track to go to college and all these things. That ain't enough. I'm sorry. It's not enough. Great job, though. I appreciate you. I love you. You a real one for holding down your castle. Real shit. But this the thing. Your house may be in order. Your castle may be good. But if somebody else's isn't, they might be coming for your castle. You understand? Your life may be good, but because their life isn't, they may be coming to take yours. We are a community. Like when I put, a lot of times I spell out the word one. And salutation to people. I really mean that shit. What I mean by that, we are fucking one. You understand? If I'm fucked up, I might fuck with you so I can get right. If I'm hungry, I might fuck with you because you eating. If you doing good, I might fuck with you because I'm doing bad. But if we can get these kids when they're young and groom them up and show them love, everybody ain't gonna make it because it's not a perfect world. But we can do better. We can do better than the bullshit we doing right now. We can do better than as one person told me, a family member, when I was teaching, called me a glorified babysitter. I took great offense to that shit. But that's how many view teachers, that's how many view the educational system. Motherfuckers feel like, hey, it's just a place for your kids to be for 8 hours so you can go to work and make my family rich. Drop your kids off here so you can go bust your ass for someone else and make them rich and make their life better. That can't be it. That can't be it. It wasn't in my fucking classroom. We were gonna work every motherfucking day. We were gonna work. I ain't give a fuck what was going on. We were gonna work. You understand? And there's a lot of real ones just like that. But they want to be paid. They want to be paid properly. They want to be respected because they literally are in here trying to change the world. They're literally in there risking their fucking lives. When you got the school shooters, we got anybody in these streets that you scared of, they coming into the school. Any of the thugs, gangsters, killers, and shit like that you scared of, they coming to the school. You understand? Before you saw them on your news, they were in the school. And so if you want some courageous motherfuckers with some charisma and the knowledge, you gotta have knowledge first, and then have a way to deliver that shit to the kids in a way that they understand, you gotta properly pay people. Real talk. I sincerely hope that y'all heed the words that I'm saying. This is deeply, deeply personal for me. I know I come from a family of educators. Whether it's me being a former educator, my mama 40 years, my wife's father, former superintendent, my mother-in-law, preschool teacher. Shit, my wife got background. She got a master's in education. I mean, my sister is a professor. Like, it's deeper than that though. It's about these kids. It's about these kids. It's heartbreaking for me to look at that list of names. Cause damn near everybody on that list, if they saw me, they would shake my hand and give me a hug. Damn near everybody on this list of 23 names. would shake my hand and give me a hug. Damn near everybody. But some of them just weren't given the proper chance. So real one, please help me give these kids a chance. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Come on. Go.
Go. Subscribe to our daddy's YouTube channel. He's the best. Hit the like button, turn on the notifications.